Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Thrive in 5 podcast. I am your host, Amy. Thank you for tuning in. I firmly believe that weight loss is a lot harder for women than it is for men, despite the fact the weight loss industry is almost entirely targeted at women. I hear all the time, I used to hear this in the office all the time. I had a colleague who, whenever I was dieting, it was a bloke, and he'd be like, oh, it's easy, you just drop your calories and like move more, and it's so much easier. It's so easy, like what's wrong? Like how are you finding it so hard? Why are you struggling? And I wanted to be like, well, first of all, my job's really hard and I'm stressed out all the time. And second of all, every single month, I have an event happen that makes my life so much harder, and you have no idea what that's like. Being a woman, having your period makes losing weight really, really difficult. As professional women, like you are already juggling a lot. You know, you're dealing with work deadlines, meetings, trying to sort out health and fitness on top of that, trying to eat well and track your food and stay on top of the office snacks and, you know, have a social life, manage your life at home. And then on top of that, every week of the month, you feel slightly different. And for 1 week of that month at least, you are incredibly uncomfortable. As a woman, you might often feel like 1 week you are absolutely smashing it. You're on top of the world. You feel sexy. You feel great. You're getting your workouts in. You're making good choices. You're feeling motivated. And the next week, you feel like you are absolutely spiraling. You are exhausted trying to get through the working day, let alone get to the gym. You are feeling like the office biscuits are like shouting at you and you just can't say no to them. You maybe feel bloated and puffy. The scales against you. Your clothes feel tight. You look in the mirror and you feel disgusting. You feel more stressed, more overwhelmed, less patient. If you're anything like me, you end up snapping at your partner for no reason or crying at videos of dogs on Instagram. If that sounds like you are not failing. You are just experiencing what happens when your hormones fluctuate every month. And this is something that men just don't have to deal with. It's really annoying. Like no wonder feminism's got so extreme. Like men don't have to deal with this shit. They can follow a simple linear fat loss plan with the same workouts, the same diet, a steady progress. But for women, our energy, our hunger, our mood, our motivation, our sleep, so much of our lives changes week to week. And for a big chunk of the month, we are really fighting a bit of a battle with ourselves. And when you don't understand what's going on in your body, or you're not aware of this, or you feel like it's something that's happening to you, it's really easy to get annoyed with yourself, to feel like, well, why can't I stick to it? Why do I always fall off track? Why do I feel like this? Why is this happening to me? It's something that I used to struggle with massively, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that tomorrow. And it's exactly why at the TFP, we are very much of the view that when you understand what's going on in your body and when you have the right systems in place to help you adjust your approach based on your cycle and how you respond to different points in your cycle, you can stop feeling like you're constantly starting over. Because when you understand, you know, when actually to really push your training and when you might just want to cut yourself a little bit of slack or think about your training slightly differently, when you can manage your cravings in a way that works for you, manage your food in a way that works for you, when you can understand why the scales just aren't budging or why your motivation is through the floor or why your sleep is terrible, when you can understand that and have systems in place to manage that, it is far, far easier to manage to actually lose weight with your period, because it is so much harder for us than it is for men. It is so much harder when you are dealing with, it's not just harder because, you know, we tend to take more of the mental load, and this is not me going off on a TED talk, I promise, but it is harder when you're taking on a lot more of the mental load, and it is harder when you are, you know, having to think about how you look and all of the pressures that society places on you, and you have this physical thing that is happening in your body where every week of the month you feel like a very different person. And it is really important to be able to understand that in order to be able to manage it. So today we've talked a little bit about why weight loss feels harder as a woman and why being a woman is in general really hard. And tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down what is happening in your body each month. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about how that might be impacting weight loss and why understanding this is the key to staying on track and to actually losing weight without feeling like you're constantly taking 1 step forward and 3 steps back. If you found this useful, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's episode. And if you know another professional woman who struggles with this every month, please send them the link, because we're all about sharing the love here. I will see you in the next episode.